So welcome in the very first guest in UnPro Show history. It is Ethan. Ethan, thank you for joining us, or I guess joining me.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to try to do this with all the guests that we have, is we're going to play a game. And it's going to be different every single week. And this week, this game is going to be Kanye or Jesus. And basically, your goal is to figure out, based off of these quotes, if Kanye said it or Jesus said it. There's 5 of them. If you get 3 of them, you win. You get 2 of them or less, you lose.
Okay.
So
I was raised Roman Catholic. I went to church every Sunday, and I'm a big Kanye fan. You know what?
So there you go.
Stuck
This
with
should
him
be
through
easy.
the hard times. Yeah, dude.
This
I'm
should be
fucking,
easy.
yeah, I'm ready.
But this is the first one. So here you go. First game, Kanye or Jesus.
All right.
I am God.
Honestly, wow, coming out for swinging. That's a tough one. I feel like perhaps they both said it, but if I got to settle on one, I mean, I know Kanye's got the song, I Am a God, but did he ever say the words, I am God? I'm But Jesus, so humble. I'm gonna go with Kanye. I think Kanye said this
That
one.
was Kanye. That was
Yeah,
Kanye. One,
yeah,
one for one. One for one. Not bad at
yeah.
all.
Not bad.
All right.
That was
Number
toughy,
2.
honestly.
I'm like a tree. I feed the branches of the people.
Damn. I could also see both of them saying this.
That's the whole.
But that feels Jesus-y, you know what I mean? He's feeding the people. Kanye, I don't know if he's a big people feeder. I'm gonna say Jesus on this one.
That was Kanye.
Oh my Lord. All right.
One for 2.
Oh my Kanye.
One for 2. One for 2. I am the vine. You are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing.
I think I'm going back to Jesus. I'm pretty sure Jesus said this one.
John 15:5. That was Jesus.
How can you figure out John 15:5?
I mean, obviously. So there you go. There you go. So what you are 2 for 3. 2 for 3 right now. Next one is a winner.
Yep.
So no pressure at all on these last 2. All right. Here you go. Trust in God and trust also in me.
Jesus. 100%.
Ah, yeah, that
Yeah,
is
dude.
Jesus.
Yeah.
John
That's
14:1.
Jesus is hell.
All right. So this last one's just for fun. This was my favorite quote that I think I put on here. One day the light will shine through, and one day people will understand everything I did.
It feels like there's been a couple Jesus in a row. Just, I have to go Kanye here. It really could go either way. I think it's Kanye, though.
That was Kanye. That was very well
Yeah.
done. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 was better
Thanks,
than I thought
dude.
you were going to do.
I like them both. Like, well, Jesus, I don't know. Love Kanye, though. Fucking, he's dope. Little
That
known
was
fact
very well
about
done.
me.
That was very well done. The last quote to me was the most 50-50. Like that could have been said by either 100%.
It'll come to light. Yeah. No,
And then
it
just the eye of God. I mean, come on, Kanye. Come on, dude. So there you go. Congratulations. First point, first winner, first game. I thought that was harder in my head than I guess it was.
No, I'll give you some credit. I think a lot of those could have gone either way. I'm just, dude, I'm well versed. You chose an area of my expertise.
All right, moving on to something I'm very excited about. This is something that I've been thinking about for a long time about how to incorporate something like this into a show. So this is stadium reviews. And because Ethan here is a big Broncos fan, which is a very sad thing, we're going to do Mile High Stadium. So stadium reviews of Mile High Stadium. Do you have anything to say before we start?
Yeah, real excited to get into it. Great place. Been a Broncos fan for years. Never attended a Broncos game in person. Yep.
Because
I know.
maybe because of these reviews, or
All
maybe
these
after these reviews,
yeah.
you might want to actually go
I'm gonna
because
steer
you'll
clear
see all of
after
these great
this.
things that you're about to see. But we're mostly looking at the 1-star reviews, the ones that aren't as good. The first one here, I read this. This was so good. I'm gonna put this guy's name in here because he put it online. He wants people to know this information. So Tim Orrell, local guide, 1 star from 5 months ago about Mile High Stadium. It was announced early in the game that everyone in my section, 536, would receive a promotion of a free King Supers gift card, which that's as good as it gets. To be up in the nosebleed section 536, he has a picture of where he sat. He's as high up as you can sit.
He needs a
And he's
telescope.
he's hyped on his King Supers gift card. So I'm already happy for this guy. We never saw anyone handing anything out. and I have ticket receipts for 3 tickets. When I asked the usher, she said only a few rows at the bottom section actually got any, and not everyone in the rows got one. The Broncos lied about their promotion. 1 star. Tim, I'm so sorry you didn't get your King Super gift card.
The pain that he went through, I can't even
goodness.
imagine. And the thing is, compounding that by the fact they definitely lost that game, almost guaranteed. It's rough. It's rough.
I want to look at the picture more.
Is there a date on there?
I know it was 26 degrees. I was able to see
doesn't narrow it down. It gets chilly in the wintertime. Is there a date on there?
Probably. Well, it was 5 months ago, so I guess you could try to do math. It was like January-ish. So it was like one of the last games of the year.
Oh, we weren't winning.
It would have been sad. That would have been that was when
we were playing. Stidham. So so it was a rough time. I don't know why he went to that game actually to begin with. So
that's on Tim.
Yeah, that's on him a little bit. Yeah.
He actually just went for a chance to win a free King Supers gift card because the tickets were so cheap that if you could get a King Supers gift card, it was worth it.
It just paid for itself.
just canceled out.
Man. Speaking of guys at fault, I got Luke Reed here coming at me. He says Denver has the worst fans in the NFL. As a Packers fan, I have been to 5 different stadiums, and this is by far the worst. Had a Denver fan aggressively try to fight me in the game to the point that security had to be called. Never into a worse sporting situation. Which I'm going to go on a limb here, and I think that this guy here. Let me pull his name up again.
Luke Green.
Luke Reed. No, not the Greens. Greens did not accept this guy into our clan. That's on me. The Reeds, however, have some explaining to do. I think Luke Reed is an instigator. He took a picture.
Just 2 quick things about Luke Reed. Number 1, he thinks he's better than everybody else. I've been to 5 NFL stadiums. I don't know if you're aware. Luke Reed, he's been to 5 NFL stadiums. Wow, Luke Reed.
Luke Reed, have you heard of me? Have I been to one of your 5 stadiums?
So I am an NFL fan. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's like, Luke, clearly you were there. You were saying something like, "Oh, dude, Jordan Love is better than any Broncos quarterback ever." That might be the case.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Firstly, I'm going to pump the brakes there. All right. Honestly,
unnecessary.
I would point fingers to Peyton Manning. And okay, actually, here's.
It's actually not true at all. That's actually absolutely not true. You guys said Elway too, so.
Yeah, obviously Elway, but I would until perhaps this past year, I would put Peyton Manning comfortably at number 2 overall for quarterback rankings. And doing through errors, whatever, it's tough, but you still do it. Everyone knows it's Tom Brady, and I would say Peyton Manning next.
Very successful NFL career. Very successful NFL career.
After this year, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but that guy in Kansas City is having a pretty good career.
His career's not over yet, though, so he actually can't be judged like everyone else. So
I'm saying if his career ended today.
Well, if his career ended today, he would be the best. But what if it just falls off the rails? What if he just turns into Nathan Peterman from this point forward? Dude. 5 picks a game. This is hypothetical. How many games in a row would Mahomes have to throw 5 picks for him to get benched? Multiple seasons?
I think at least. Going? Yeah, I mean, especially with the money that he's got locked in. I mean, you at least let a season go, and then you try to get him to go in one of those darkness Aaron Rodgers retreats things. You get him to do a colon
you have to wipe it all out.
Yeah. No, I mean he's got. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has leeway upon leeway. You know what I mean? He
so can probably a season, probably 2 seasons before maybe we'll look somewhere else.
Yeah,
we lost every game the last 2 years.
To him. They start blaming injuries and stuff. Remember that ankle thing?
It's receivers, dude. It's the receivers. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, they keep dropping stuff. Travis Kelce, what a bum. You know what I mean?
Dude, not even that good. He's not even the best tight end ever played.
Yeah.
He's not even that good.
What, second best? Come on. We need better than that. What, you got?
I'm going to move on to the next one here.
Yeah.
All right, we got Chris Lockridge. Shout out Chris Lockridge. I feel so bad for Chris Lockridge. 1 star 6 months ago. You have a cap behind you, Owen.
This is Esther. She's hopping in on the pod.
Esther's just curious what's going on in the painting up there. I'm also curious what's going on in the painting up there. So.
It's that one, I don't even know. You know the lady with the unibrow that was famous?
Yeah, it's Frida.
That's her.
I think it's her name. Frida.
It could be her.
I don't know. It's an interesting painting.
I'm
That's
not
all
a
I
big
say
fan
about
of
it.
that painting, to be honest, but whatever.
All right. Moving on. Chris Lockridge, 1 star. I attended the Broncos and Chiefs game on the 29th of October. I slipped on some snow and ice that wasn't cleared off. That wasn't cleared off of our seating and fell 2 rows down.
I wish I could have seen that.
I went to the emergency room, ended up with 4 broken ribs and a fractured spine. Chris, I'm sorry, man. That is why are you going to Broncos games?
I'm just gonna say, I bet he still had a better time those Broncos did against the Chiefs that night. Just going out on a limb here, we've won 1 game in Patrick Mahomes' career against him.
If you were Russell Wilson and you could trade days with the guy that broke his spine,
well, going back, we beat
it?
him once for the first time. We beat the Chiefs last season since Mahomes came into the league. We beat him for the first time last season. So I'm trying to think. It could have been he could have missed that game. He could have missed the one time we beat the Chiefs and gone to the emergency room instead.
But
Oh my
so
god.
this is him continuing on more Chris Lockwood. I've contacted customer relations about this, and I've had some contact and wanting to help. He's not the best speller, not the best with grammar. This Chris
Well,
Lockwood
he
guy.
obviously suffered a pretty severe injury. You know?
I mean, it might have been a brain injury as well. We're not 100% sure. We weren't the doctors. We weren't there. They have since ghosted me and haven't contacted me since. They will be soon hearing from my lawyer about this. That's exactly the right course of action at this point, Chris. The only thing I'll say about this is you were in Colorado in October and there was ice. I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's also you also assumed some of the risk of walking upstairs in the ice.
100%. You got to show up
though.
expecting it. And also, I just want to touch upon the fact it is so funny to use the terminology ghosting. Like he got ghosted by the Broncos. Were you talking earlier? Like what? Wait, you didn't go on a date? You didn't? It didn't go well.
Because I really thought they were going to give me this money. I really thought they were talking. I thought we were hitting it off.
It was
but then then all of a sudden I just got ghosted out of nowhere. Man. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Just tell me what I did wrong.
Also, that has 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up on Google reviews.
Well, the lawyer, I mean, he's probably getting paid, you know.
Yeah. Actually, I wish all the best to Chris Lockwood. I hope he had a speedy recovery. I hope he's around now. And I hope that he has enough money to not have to climb stairs at Broncos games in the future. Maybe it's like you can go to a suite where it's nice and warm and you don't have to worry about the ice.
So the Broncos were recently bought by the Walton Penner family. So it's the people who own Walmart. They're pretty well off. I think they could afford to give this guy a suite at least 1 game. You know, it would not hurt.
It seems like part of the settlement. You think he might want that?
Yeah.
Although I might want it in like a couple of years. I don't really want any Broncos tickets next year. I don't think you could pay me to go to a Broncos game next year, to be honest with you.
We haven't had a rookie quarterback since Drew Lock. And listen, don't get me started.
What was that? It was like we had a rookie since that Drew Lock guy. He was so good.
Okay, don't get me started on Drew Lock, dude. Don't get me started. Drew Lock was shafted. All right. Firstly, he's beaten out Daniel Jones. And on top of that, looked amazing last year.
That's a bold take.
Beat Philly. I'm actually serious with that. I'm not clowning over here. Drew Lock was given a short end of the stick. So he comes in, he's a 2nd-round pick. He's behind Joe Flacco all year. He's got a wrist injury. He finally starts goes on a tear. Wins like 4 out of his last 5 games. And he's playing with Scangarello, not Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, Scangarello. I think Rich Scangarello. I don't know. But
that was a name I did not know. I thought I knew who a lot of guys were. I have no idea who that is.
You don't know Rich Scangarello? No, it's fine, dude. I'm pretty sure he's out of the league or like probably some like passing game coordinator somewhere. But so he like played really well with this guy. Just finished the season real strong. Obviously, he was still probably had like a losing season, bad season. They fire the offensive coordinator, keep Vic Fangio at the helm. Smart. And Vic Fangio hated, by all accounts, this has been said by so many players. Vic Fangio hated Drew Lock, hated like the swaggy boy, like whatever kind of vibe thing he had going. You know what I mean? And Drew Lock was given the short end of the stick, given no room to succeed, and I think he's a baller. I think he's a stud. I own a Drew Lock jersey, and I'm not ashamed of it.
When it comes down to it, I own a Mitch Trubisky jersey. So, I guess we all have jerseys that,
you still believe?
I don't still believe. At this point, Mitch is not an NFL quarterback anymore. He's a backup, I think, still with the Bills. I think he got
Oh
brought
yeah,
in
well,
back
good.
just
Thanks, an
because he's a nice
NFL
guy.
quarterback. He's one
Huh?
injury away.
He was 1 injury away with the Steelers, and then he was horrible. So
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah. Um, I think what is it? Me next for the
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
All right, let me see. We had oh yeah, poor Ryan Olsen. I actually quite sympathize with this guy. Ryan and I, we understand the pain. He says 1 star 3 months ago. They should just tear down the stadium, not because the stadium did me wrong or anything, but because it's useless when the Denver Broncos can't win anything. Imagine having the British lose the Revolutionary War, but do better at football. I didn't quite follow the British part. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
where
I
he's
don't really
going
know
with
what that
that.
means either.
Don't know what it has to. I don't know any British guys in the NFL. But dude, I get it. It sucks. But you know what? That's when fans are forged. You know what I mean? You're like what? You're gonna be a 49er fan now that they're like great. You know what I mean?
Pretty
You
good.
love the jersey.
Pretty good.
No,
If I
dude,
had to
you're
jump
not
on
a
a
fan.
bandwagon, man,
Yeah,
it's pretty nice over there in San Francisco.
exactly. It's sunny. No, dude, you're gonna be slipping downstairs, watching your team lose games, and that's how you become a fan.
Just the thing that I'm thinking of is he had to be walking away from that game, and he was so mad, but he didn't have anyone to tell about it. It was like everyone's so tired of him to play with the Broncos. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Google reviews right now.
Had it read mean review. Talk about the British Revolutionary War. Last time I remember winning anything. Um, yeah, dude, that's rough. That's a rough one.
I think we have one more review.
Oh, it's the last one. All right, this one's genuinely rough, and I think he's in the right.
Okay,
This
that's
this
completely fair.
one, this is the fair criticism of Mile High Field. All right, Jeremy Myers. I just want to say I'm sorry, and it's not even my fault. 1 star. 2 years ago, I went to the Broncos versus Chiefs game a while ago. Rough start, by the way.
Why does everyone go to the Broncos Chiefs games? Stop going to the Broncos Chiefs games.
Because we just want to see the Chiefs lose. We show up. It's twice a year. We get our ass kicked, but you just want to see it happen. I tune it every single Chiefs game. I'm definitely watching, dude. Like you have to.
Yeah, I mean it is true.
He says, yeah, went to the Broncos Chiefs game a while ago. Didn't post about it because I was thinking about a lawsuit. Long story short, I had maggots in the bottom of my coffee. One of the most disgusting experiences of my life. When I went back and told the supervisor, he shook his head in disgust and said, "You want a souvenir cup?"
Yes, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
I'm pretty sure he's got a picture with a souvenir cup. Actually, I just want to walk through some of these pictures we got here. One, pictures of the game, not related at all. Looks like it's a
This is just proof I was here when they
yeah,
played
it's
the
pretty
Chiefs.
full crowd. He's got great seats. They look like they're almost sidelined by an end zone. That dude's well off. He's probably got the money to pay for a lawyer, so watch out, Walton Pinner family. Anyways, he posted a picture of the coffee, a couple of them. And at first glance, from far away, you think, no, dude, those are just coffee grounds. Like that's what's in coffee, you know. But if you do zoom in, and you look at the other photos, there are maggots in there. There are maggots. He's got proof. I believe this guy, Jeremy. Fucking, I'm sorry. Do you want a souvenir cup? No, it's damning. Like if I was a judge, I would have smacked my gavel.
He does have the souvenir
cup. That's the one part. So it's like, do you want a souvenir cup in exchange for painting?
Oh, that is horrible. Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's crawling around on the outside of the souvenir cup. Oh yeah. No.
So maybe he wanted a clean one, no, maggot-free one, if you will.
6 seats.
Yeah. That's like a lot of maggots. It's not like, oh, like one maggot slipped in there, if that ever even happens. No, dude, that's
bad.
I don't know how that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm really sorry, Jeremy. Hopefully we can somewhat
let's get you the souvenir cup. Let's get this settled.
Yeah. That is horrible. So yeah, there you go. That was stadium reviews.
Stadium reviews. That was a good one.
So the next part of the show that we're going to go into now is the news. And everybody loves the news. This news is just sports news. There's really no other news that goes into this. The biggest story this week, so where we have to start, is the Celtics won. Congrats to those guys. Way to win the NBA championship. I'm proud of you.
Ooh, you're proud of the Celtics. I don't know. This one's been a while coming. I feel like it's like, all right, like y'all got one. You know, you probably should have won the past, like, I don't know, 3 years. I don't know. They have been in the running. This comes as no surprise. They've been the favorites for the whole season.
It was pretty much the whole season. Yeah. Like that was basically my next question. Is like, who else other than the Celtics realistically had a chance to win in the East? Nobody. Like no one ever thought anyone could.
No, they were the Eastern team for sure. Being a Nuggets fan, I kind of felt like we had a good shot against the Mavericks, provided that we got through the Timberwolves. Okay, I think the Timberwolves were designed specific. I'm sorry to make this about the Nuggets right
You're
away.
good. You're good.
I think the Timberwolves were designed specifically to beat the Nuggets. Our GM left, and then he immediately brings over Gobert and then stacks the like Twin Towers. There's a
Yeah,
team that was just designed to beat the Nugs. They beat us because we blow a 20-point lead in game 7. And then they flop against the next like series team they go up against. Like,
that
I
is
don't know.
exactly what happened because they weren't built to beat the Mavs. They were built to beat the Nuggets. I guess it's hard to argue with that just based off of the exact evidence we saw in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So if I think we kind of got robbed of a Nuggets Celtics finals, I think that would have been very entertaining. I
I
think we got
agree.
robbed of it last year. We got robbed of it again this year. Where at some point it might become like a Cavs Warriors thing where like you're just kind of waiting for those two teams to make it to the end. But there's a ton of parity in the West, so I don't know if that's going to be true. In the East, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe the Celtics will face a challenge. Maybe the Sixers stay healthy. Maybe they get better. Maybe the Knicks
Yeah.
stay healthy.
Also,
That'll never
Giannis. I
happen.
mean, the Bucks. I feel like could put up a better fight.
Yeah,
Obviously,
maybe.
I don't know. Giannis's health is just the important one there. The Sixers, I have zero faith in the Sixers. I know they've got all this money this offseason. They're going to
Yeah, they're
spend
very
it on
excited about their
whoever.
money out there in Philly.
Yeah, like they're going to get Paul George, but they're not going to get Paul George. And I heard rumors about KCP, which is a lot
That's not
kind
that.
of step
That's it's
down.
the same thing as they had Buddy Hield and then never played Buddy Hield, and then Buddy Hield would actually never shoot when he was out there because that's like the one thing
He
you're
was
supposed to
scared.
do.
Yeah.
He was scared to shoot, which made no sense to me. It's like he got brought in. It's also like the Pacers to Sixers was that's a lateral move. I don't know why it's more pressure or less pressure. I never understood that.
I feel like playing for the Pacers versus playing for the Sixers is a big. I mean, that affects your mentality. Like Sixers fans, Philly fans, they're gonna boo you. Like if you fuck
Yeah,
up, if you do, or I don't know, can I say
yeah.
fuck?
No,
All right,
you're
all
good.
right. If they fuck up, like the Sixers fans are gonna boo you. Eagles fans, they're throwing car battery. Like that's a tough city to play in. Versus if you're playing for the Pacers, you know what I mean? Like they're just happy to be there. Like they're just having fun.
I guess I agree in the fact that they could be happy to be there, but it's basketball in Indiana is a huge deal. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like it is Philly
that
fans versus Indiana fans, but they make a big deal about it there in Indiana, where it's like the Pacers, the Hoosiers, and like the Colts are there too. I guess.
yeah.
I guess also what I went to the Indy 500 down there. That was a scene. That was more people than I've ever seen in my whole life. That was like 400,000 people. That's nuts down there in Indy too.
Yeah, I kind of forget that's there. Also, Notre Dame, right? That's in Indiana, right?
South Bend. South Bend's
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit further north. But
it's
it
not in
doesn't matter.
Indiana. I have no idea
No,
actually.
it's in
Notre
Indiana.
Dame.
100%
Oh
in
yeah,
Indiana.
just not
But
Indiana.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter
No, it doesn't.
where it's geographically located. But that's the way my brain works. So, all right. The other thing that I want to say about this, I already made a meme about it. It's on the UnPro media page. Is Jason Tatum is the most awkward dude in the entire planet. Oh my goodness.
We did it. We did it! Oh my God, we did it.
He's standing with the trophy. He's just trying not to do the Kobe pose. He's just standing there like, oh man, I'm not Kobe, dude. I'm not Kobe. It's like, dude, just be yourself, man. Stop trying to be somebody else. You won. He doesn't know what to do.
He's too online.
I think
Firstly,
it's what it is.
it's like
Yeah.
it's quite clear he's too online, and I know a lot of the stars are and stuff. Like they try to stay away from like the archetype they've created for themselves. But dude, yeah, I mean, if but the thing is, if he does instantly recreate the Kobe meme, everyone clowns on him. But then he does the same. He's getting clowned on because he's gonna be. So just do your thing. Yeah, be comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what he does. If he
yeah.
does something that someone's never done before or does something that someone's done 1,000 times, they're gonna make fun of him either way. He's just Jason Tatum. I don't know. He's a guy that he's too weird for me. It was such a weird series of events. I'm excited for the parade. I'm gonna see what he looks like in the parade.
Mm.
Where maybe he'll be drunk and we can get a drunk Jason Tatum quote. And
Oh, that'll be
that
good.
would be
That'll be good.
fantastic.
Parade quotes are always fucking solid. Um, oh man. So also I want to ask you, so with the whole, you know, Jaylen Brown taking over Jason Tatum sort of thing, you think there's a shift in the locker room that happens maybe this offseason or happened during the finals? Like, does it become one guy's team versus the other, or they're all just pals in there? Because I don't know. I feel like it
Well, I
doesn't really
mean,
work that way.
they're definitely all pals now. I mean, y'all just won.
Oh, for
Everyone's having
sure.
the
For the
best
next
of
couple
times.
months. Yeah.
I think that at some point for those guys it doesn't matter because it's been their entire careers. It's like can they play together? Is one better than the other one? At some point they just stopped caring about it. And I feel like that's where they're at now. It doesn't matter that one's better than the other one. They're two of the best players in the league. I think that's kind of a fact at this point. They've cemented that themselves. They're probably both top 10, top 15 players at this point.
Top
It's
15
hard to
for
argue that they're
sure.
not
Yeah.
that high because they can do so many different things. They're so versatile. So
Yeah, it's true. But I'm just thinking maybe, I don't know, you blow a couple games in a row, you lose to like the Hornets on a random Tuesday, you go to the locker room, things start getting a little, the NBA season is a long, long season,
yeah, it's. I guess can we root for it? Is it wrong to root for it?
Oh, I'm rooting for it, dude. I'm not a Celtics guy at all. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I was making sure that's fine. I mean, that would be great if it happened. I think it's gonna be hard to mess with those guys. The only hope
Yeah.
I have for the Celtics falling apart is they're gonna be paying both those guys so much money that they can't build anything else around them. Because I think
Mhm.
why they work is because they've had really good defensive guards, they've had good big guys that can shoot. That it's gonna be hard to keep getting those caliber of players long term. I think so. That's my only hope for the Celtics falling apart.
Also, I know with the new whatever CBA that's in place, there's like it's a lot harder to keep like a super team together. You can't pay all these
Yeah,
guys. I don't know really anything about the money,
it's
but
it's really really hard to bring guys in as free agents is what it is
yeah,
it makes it really really hard to do, so especially when they start tying all this money into those guys who aren't bringing anybody in. Yeah,
got to draft and develop, draft and stash.
it's almost like that's what they did anyway, so
Yeah. You know how many years Derek White has in his contract? Is he going to be free anytime soon? Because that's a guy that's going to be coveted around the league.
it might be this year or it might be next year. It's not much left. He's not much left. I think Drew is there for a while still, but
Oh
I think
yeah,
that Derek
he's
White
getting
might be
older
gone
though, isn't
soon.
he? He's like what 30?
Drew's over 30. Derek
Yeah,
White's got to be
34.
almost 30.
Yeah,
Derek White shouldn't go anywhere else though. He wouldn't be as good anywhere else.
I don't know. I just
He
feel I
fits that so well.
yeah. But you could say that I don't know. There's plenty of like great schemes in the league where like a guy of his caliber could fit into. I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously the Celtics have a great setup for him, but I don't know. I could see. I mean, he's a top end role player. It's hard to say that a top end role player wouldn't succeed in a place like I don't know, well, I don't know. I was gonna say like the Magic came to mind for some reason. I kind of like what
He
they
would
have
definitely fit
going
on the
there.
Magic. He would definitely fit on the
Yeah.
Magic. I feel like yours going through your head, like, he would be really good on the Nuggets. He would fit
Oh, of
perfectly on the
course. I didn't
Nuggets.
want to say it, but yeah, dude,
That's exactly what your thought
I'm
was.
just
I,
in the
I, I
back of my
said-
mind, we're losing KCP, and I'm just thinking like, who goes there instead of Christian Brown? So,
CB,
yeah.
just trust in CB. He's a dog. So
Dude, okay, he is a dog. I love watching that boy play. Like he can hoop for real, but what he can't do is knock down open threes consistently, and that's just what you need from
that
that
is very
spot.
true. But
Like more than
he's
anything.
better than when he started. He's
Yeah.
better than when he was at Kansas. You just
In
got
the
to trust him to keep getting
playoffs,
better.
he shot like 30, I want to say 37% from three, which is a
So that's
respectable
better than
number.
Jason Tatum. That's much better than Jason Tatum.
Yeah, what a bum. Um, no, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. We don't have to go too deep in the. I don't want to keep sidetracking it with it.
No,
But
you're all good. Do you have anything else? If not, I'm going to move on to other sports news that we have.
no, please.
All right, moving on to the next topic we got here. This just happened today. JJ Reddick is a Lakers coach. I don't think anyone's shocked by that, to be honest with you. They've been talking about it for like a month and a half since Darvin Ham got fired. It's like,
Yep.
oh, he has a podcast with LeBron, dude. He's gonna go. So,
I think this is fantastic news. I'm both a Celtics hater and an avid Lakers hater. So I think this
also
is
checks
great.
out.
Yeah, of course. Dude, who likes it? If you're not from LA or California and you like the Lakers, I don't know. I got some
There's so
questions
many of
about
those
your
guys.
fandom.
There's
I
so
know.
many of those guys.
In Louisiana, those guys walking into like a restaurant or something wearing like a Lakers hat or a LeBron jersey. I don't know, dude. I don't care for any of that. But yeah, no, I mean this is fantastic. I think as somebody rooting against the Lakers, I think he's gonna be an easy scapegoat. There's talks like they're planning for the future, they're looking at life after LeBron. They want to hire a young guy. Yeah, well, they just hired LeBron's podcast guy. I feel like they're definitely gonna end up drafting Bronny, and
I think
it's
they
just
are
going to be
too.
LeBron's
Yeah.
team. And then he's going to retire in like 2 years. He's actually, in my opinion, he's backing himself into a corner where things are just going to go sideways. The Lakers are no longer going to be, I mean, they're going to be a playoff team, or sorry, play-in team at best with that current roster. And then his kid's going to be there. His coach he put in there is going to just flop. And he's going to be like, oh, I got to retire.
Well, he's not, because he can go wherever he wants for. The only thing I don't get about how NBA players work is, in the NFL, Tom Brady always took less money so he would win. Why
Yeah.
don't guys like that are at the top that just have all this money in brand deals? Why don't they just take the money? LeBron doesn't need $50 million more dollars. He really
That's a
doesn't
really
need
good
that.
point.
He can just go
I
wherever he wants and just take the
what
veteran minimum. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. I don't know why that's never crossed anyone's mind. Like if you're Paul George, why do I need all this money? I want to win. Paul George has enough money. Like he has a Nike shoe deal. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. No, he's set. His kids are set. Their kids
Yeah.
are set. Like,
Yeah.
they're good. I also with the Tom Brady thing, I heard that they're getting him money in a roundabout way. I want to say like the TB12 thing had something to do with it. Like the
That
Patriots
doesn't
were like,
surprise me in any way. That
yeah,
doesn't surprise me at
exactly. It was
all.
like they were using some workarounds. He was
Yeah.
like under the table, maybe still
I
nice.
guess the thing is too. Are you going to tell me that like the buses aren't just feeding money to LeBron right now?
Yeah,
They have some kind of channel.
they
They're
gotta
they're,
be.
they're feeding
Yeah,
that guy money.
yeah.
So I don't know. But
No,
to me, it's
that's
just like
insane.
why take the salary cap hits if you don't have to, if you can work a way around it. But then
Yeah,
at some point that's weird tampering stuff. But I don't know.
yeah. I mean, obviously, it's like you got to do it in just the right way, but also everyone's gonna try to cheat the system. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why they don't do that more. That's a good question.
that's
Actually, never
it's
thought
something
about
that I've
that.
been thinking about for a while. That to me, I don't understand it. But
I've always thought about that with football because you hear about the Tom Brady thing, but you don't.
yeah,
In basketball, it's just these guys are making so much money. I don't know.
yeah. And I guess just one last thing with JJ. I think if it was any other job but the Lakers, I would actually kind of like JJ Redick as a head coach.
Me
But
too,
because he
dude.
went to the Lakers, it makes me not want to root for him.
Yeah, that was like a nepotism hire, even though he's probably reasonably qualified.
I mean, yeah, it's the thing that like you have all these. It's like because there's no big name guys, and that's what the Lakers were trying to do. They were trying to make a splash with their head coaching thing, and JJ was the biggest name that wasn't Hurley. So
Just like the most recognizable, probably.
yeah, I think that's just what it was. So I don't know. It seems like that's a really, really a ton of responsibility to take on all at once.
Yeah, I don't think he has any coaching experience. I could be wrong. I don't know his whole life story, but definitely not like he's never been like an assistant coach. I don't think.
No,
Has he?
I believe he like coached like his kids. Like that's the extent
Well,
of his
yeah,
coaching
I'm not
experience.
gonna
So,
count that one for coaching. He's gonna be coaching LeBron James and Anthony Davis now, and Austin Reeves, man. Can't forget about Austin Reeves.
don't forget about AR-15 Country something. What's it? Country Mamba. There you go.
Country Mamba. Oh,
I
I
don't
thought
know
it
why
was
that
just
escaped me.
White Mamba. Who's White
White
Mamba?
Mamba, Country something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of
Whichever.
nicknames. So
Yeah. I
uh,
kind of hate that guy, dude. I hate how he plays basketball.
I
Whatever.
hated him in Oklahoma. He was so annoying to watch at Oklahoma. He was kind of like Luka in Oklahoma. He had the ball every single time. It was just him dribbling around.
The heliocentric guy. I
Yeah,
just hate him on the Lakers. First, he's got a Lakers jersey on. That's minus a point immediately. Minus 1,000 probably. And then also, I don't know. Look, you get into like the foul baiting stuff, and it's just bias when other guys do it. It's like ruining the game when your own guy does it. He's like a savvy player, but it does from like an objective standpoint. Like you don't want to encourage foul baiting. Like it shouldn't. You should be playing basketball. You want to watch
yeah.
basketball, play basketball. So I feel like he's a foul baiter.
If you're to say that's everybody in the league, it's pretty much everyone in
Yeah,
the league. I think they're trying to get away from it,
yeah.
but it's just there's so many guys. It's like it's how they rely on that form of scoring.
It's
So
just
I
so
think
egregious sometimes.
it is pretty egregious sometimes. Like I'm not gonna lie, like some of the Luca stuff in the finals is pretty bad, and it's like that's on the
Joel
biggest stage.
Embiid,
He's still
dude.
doing it. Yeah, well, I know you have a little bit of Joel bias in there. So.
Yeah, I sure do.
But I think it was JJ that said Kyrie is an ethical scorer. It's like he's one of the few guys that
Yeah,
don't
dude, he did say
foul bait,
that.
which
Yeah,
that's an awesome quote. Because he's an
yeah,
ethical scorer.
yeah.
We should get more ethical scores. It's more fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, it's way more fun to watch.
Yeah, I get what he's saying. Also hilarious that he said that like on a broadcast, like I don't know. Also, we didn't talk about the Mavericks at all. Do you feel like it was like a
I got
fluke
nothing.
sort of thing? Or you think
I
they're
got
gonna
nothing to
be
say about it. They weren't as good. They weren't as good
yeah.
across the board. Luca tried hard. I don't know. It's just a thing that he got way further than I think anyone thought that he would. In my mind, Luca was kind of always like James Harden, where in the playoffs I thought he was going to go away. And I guess he's proven that that's not true. He can still put up crazy numbers, even in the playoffs. But it's just, it's so hard to build around Luca when he has the ball that much. And like he was deferring to Kyrie, but sometimes Kyrie would have like 9 points. And it's just like, he's just not doing enough. I don't know if that's not enough reps, if he's just deferring to Luca. I'm not sure what it is, but it's just like Luca's such a hard player to play with if you're ball dominant, and he needs somebody else like what they had in Boston, where they had legitimately 5, 6 guys that could play on ball, and the
Uh-huh.
Mavs had like 2.5.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about guys to pair with Luca. It's
It's really hard to
difficult to
think.
solve.
It's really hard.
When
Like,
they brought Kyrie over, I was thinking like this. There's no way this works. You got two point
yeah,
guards playing. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I would say making the finals. It's hard to say it didn't work. Obviously, you didn't win, but that was a successful season they just had.
yeah. It's also the thing that like the game moves so fast that you kind of can rely on ISO scoring because it's not like that's not what the Celtics do. The Celtics just score in like 6 seconds every single time, and they take an open three because it's just all drive and kick, all drive and kick. And Luka can do that, and then he also doesn't sometimes because he just walks the ball up the court. So I don't know. I think some pace is involved with it too, where he would just rather work really hard to get a shot when that's what happens. That's why they lose by 30 sometimes. I guess not by 30, but they will get beat up sometimes by around
They
15
might.
points
Did
or
they
so.
lose by 30 at one point this final?
I think they lost maybe the last game around by 30, but
I
it was
know they
just when
won by
they're
30, and I thought maybe the
yeah
first game was a blowout too.
they were kind of all they weren't really other than game three they weren't really close. None of the games were close.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can't
but
remember all the scores. I remember several blowouts though. You're right.
yeah. Yeah, that's just what it was. I don't know. I guess that's what I have to say about the Mavs. It was fun to be on the Mavs hype wagon. I'm in Dallas right now, so it was
Oh
very fun
yeah,
to be
of
able to see
course.
that. I went to a lot of bars, made a lot of friends that were Mavs fans, but uh, it was fun to like have a team in the finals because I'm a
Yeah.
Bulls fan, so that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah. You want
So
to segue into that?
yeah, we can go ahead and segue into that. This is still making me mad right now.
I understand.
So the Bulls traded Alex Caruso, probably one of their most valuable assets, for Josh Giddey, straight up, just for Josh Giddey. Not like we
No
wanted,
picks.
some picks. Not like there was like some other
No
players.
throw in.
Literally, the Thunder I think have the most picks in the league. The Thunder have so many picks. How can we not get one pick, guys? How do we have an all NBA defensive caliber player? We're like, yeah, we're gonna take the guy that just took a huge step back on the number one overall seed in the West. He played almost no part in that team. Like everybody else around him, getting better and better. The one guy that's not getting better, let's go ahead and get that guy, and let's get
Also,
no
all the off the
picks.
court stuff too. You know what
The
I mean?
off the
That's
court
that's a
stuff
tough.
is
Yeah.
is bad. It's really bad. I made a couple of videos about it. But it's just gonna follow him here, and now
Yeah.
you're gonna have to deal with it. I don't know. He's
And
it's
Chicago's not also the easiest place to play in, I think. You know what I mean?
no, it's not. There's so many because it's like
Yeah.
it's probably what it's the Celtics, Knicks, Lakers. Bulls are probably four.
I'd put the Sixers up there
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
sure, yeah, yeah. Just the
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
So I guess pretty much top five. In my mind, that's what it is.
Difficult
And
place.
it's I don't know. I wish the best for him. I think they think he's gonna like take Lonzo's spot, but why can't we see what Lonzo is? It's been 2.5 years. He might be horrible, but I'd honestly rather do that than Josh Giddey. So that's where I'm at with it. I think it was horrible. It's
It
it's
makes
another
no sense.
sidestep. We just keep
It
getting
makes no
sidesteps.
sense. It's like a sidestep almost backwards. I
It's
mean, you
so
know what I
bad.
mean?
Just get a pick. It's just a second round pick. They got like a second round pick at least.
You're
Something.
investing in your future, so you get Josh Giddey. That's who you're rolling the dice with.
Yeah,
It's
we're
it's
gonna
hard to
have a
justify.
backcourt of Kobe White and Josh Giddey, and they'd be like, "Oh man, why is everyone scoring on us every single possession? Oh man, why are we taking horrible shots? Why are you turning the ball over every time? Like that's gonna work." And then we're gonna bring DeMar back and make it all confusing. I don't know. I'm mad. I'm mad about the
Yeah,
Bulls. I've
well,
been
yeah.
mad about the
What is
Bulls for
going on with
years.
the, yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the vision at all.
No, it
Like
makes no
there's
sense.
yeah.
It's infuriating, but I'm gonna transition to a fan base I think that's even more infuriated than Bulls fans, and that's Pistons fans. Because man, things are bad in Detroit. I think it's the worst in the NBA. I think it's the worst situation in the entire NBA.
I
I
don't
don't think
think
I
it's
would trade it for
infuriating. I
anything.
think they're just lost. They're numb.
It's
You know what I
so
mean?
bad.
Yeah.
Because so what they just fired Monty Williams, who they brought in for $78.5 million 1 year into a $78.5 million contract, the biggest coach contract ever. Like, yeah, you know what, Monty, actually you weren't really that good. We're gonna try something else. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Pistons fans because I think that this is like a double-edged sword where it's like yes, Monty was a bad coach. Like he was not using his roster properly, but his roster also sucked. He had nobody. Cade Cunningham's your best player. He's not that good. He's not that
I
good.
think Cade Cunningham would be. Okay, so this is just probably because, whatever, like where they came from and stuff. But I think Scotty Barnes and Cade Cunningham, to me, I view as the same archetype of player where they would be just a real top end, like championship level role player on like a team that's ready for it.
I could see Scotty getting better than that, though. I think Scotty's ceiling's much higher than Cade's.
You think?
Yeah.
Then Cade's? Yeah, then Cade's probably.
I think just because of defensive stuff, just because Scotty can guard like pretty much anybody. I've never really seen Cade try that hard at defense. It's probably also because he plays in Detroit where it just doesn't matter.
It's
so
hard
I don't know. It'd be fun to see him go to a different spot where he could actually really try.
Focus on winning.
Yeah, like there's a lot of places we could go and play in like a secondary ball handler role. Like he might kind of fit next to Luka. Like that's not a bad guy that could go in there, sit next to Luka, hit open shots, have the ball when he needs to. And he's a little bit bigger and can defend better than Kyrie, I think he wanted to. Even though Kyrie was pretty good defensively this last series. But I don't know. I was just saying I feel bad for Pistons fans. I mean, they're going to get a new coach that's no one's ever heard of, probably. And then you're going to go from there. And it's not going to get better. You got the 5 pick again. It's tough to be a Pistons fan. There can't be that many left.
I just think there's like no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, what are you scouting guys that are like 3 years away from the draft at this point? Like,
pretty much, like you're looking at all the 16-year-olds. You're just like, this guy's gonna be real good.
Yeah. That 7'9" guy you got on here, whatever.
There you go. Hold on. Let's just dive right into 7'9".
My bad.
No, you're all good. This is something I think that it went all around Twitter, all around all the different social medias was Olivier Rioux. He's French Canadian. I believe he's from Montreal or something like that. He's from Quebec. And this dude, they listed him at 7'9". That's the biggest dude ever. There's never been a dude bigger than that. That's huge.
I looked up some of his highlights, and to be honest with you, I have no idea if he's good at basketball or he's just a 7'9" freak of nature playing against guys that are, I don't know, like 6 foot. Like how old is he?
Like guys.
Yeah, freshman at Florida. So dude.
He just graduated. Like he just turned 18 or whatever. Like he just is going to college.
So the highlights I was watching were probably high school. Yeah,
you're watching high school highlights.
Yeah, I was watching high school highlights of a guy 7'9" playing against kids that are no longer playing basketball. They're
just other kids.
He's giving them buckets. Yeah. I did see a couple rough shots. So a couple of the times I saw it, he'd like throw up a shot. And it's like, because it's a highlight mix, I'm thinking, damn, like if that goes in, it's kind of sick. That's a circus shot. No, it's not going in. He's just bigger than everyone, grabs the rebound and like yams it home. It's like, all right, well, I don't know. Maybe it'll be feasible. I don't know. I don't know what an 8-foot motherfucker looks like playing in the NBA. Nobody does.
He is so big. It was like I also went and I looked at his highlights. And to me, it was just crazy. Just all the different stuff he was doing. Because it's like a thing, it's like the Zach Edey thing. Like, is he good or is he not good? I don't really know.
I kind of like Zach Edey. Okay. Nuggets perspective here. I'm so desperate for backup center. We haven't had one.
He would fit well.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would. We just need a guy, honestly, to get in there, eat up minutes, be a big. If we could get like a rim protector or like a rim roller or something, that would be great.
So like really DeAndre Jordan, when he could actually do all those things, like before you actually got him?
Yeah. Like when he played basketball. He's been a great coach for the Nuggets these past couple of years. And you know what? I want to say he got 2 blocks in the finals last year. So he
kind of played in the finals because it was kind of like, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. So we're gonna get
No. This is hindsight. In the moment, it was still a scrap. Like it was like a close game, and DeAndre came in because Jokic either was in foul trouble or just had been playing like 25 minutes straight and needed a breather. So DeAndre comes in, and I forgot who was on, but he got like a pretty pivotal block, and it was just seared in my mind. Like, oh my God, he still got it. Holy fuck.
This dude is it.
Yeah. Fucking Grandpa DeAndre, dude. Love that guy.
But what I was playing, you know how they have in 2K, they have the arrows mode or whatever?
Where I think so.
You can go back and play. It's a mode where you can like go back and play in different eras. Okay. But it's like you can start under like a franchise mode in like 2011. So that was like what I did. I went in 2011 and I went and put Chris Paul back on the Clippers with them all. And I think I went and I had like 40-something assists with Chris Paul. He just kept throwing lobs to Blake and DeAndre. It was so much fun. Just because it was every time it was automatic. It was literally automatic. It was just one quick pick and roll. Here you go. They're higher than anyone
Blake,
else.
DeAndre, somebody, you'll be up there. Yeah. Let me ask, are you a Chris Paul fan?
I think Chris Paul is a very good basketball player. I don't really like Chris Paul, I guess, at this point.
I hate him.
I liked Chris Paul in the Clippers, I guess, when like in that era, like early 2010s.
Lob City.
Yeah.
I hate him. I think he's bastardizing the game of basketball, and I can't stand anything about him, dude. He's a foul baiter of the highest degree, dude. Oh my god. He's perhaps, obviously everyone points to James Harden, like, oh, look what he's doing, just get into the line, whatever. But dude, it's Chris Paul. In my least favorite Chris Paul move that I've witnessed too many times. Listen, so it's on a fast break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Paul's getting back on defense. He runs in front of somebody and then just absolutely slows down to almost a crawl. And then when any contact is made, he fucking eats shit. And then it's an automatic whistle. I hate him, dude. I hate Chris Paul so much. Also, I think
it's the thing. What he would always put guys in jail or whatever it is, like how you can get a guy on your back, you just like dribble real slow towards the free throw line. And it's like it was pretty much every possession Chris Paul had in the last 5 years is that exact possession where he's just either going to get fouled or he's going to make a little floater.
Yeah,
that's all he does. It was cool when he was on the Suns though, and they had that finals run. I'm not glad that was kind of cool.
After they swept the Nuggets, I got pretty fired up against the Suns, dude. That was not a good time. Honestly, for me, it was like, okay, like I understand Jamal's injured this year, and we already got past the Trailblazers. Like we got deeper than I thought we would, even, and we ran into the Suns. So I was like, all right, let's just get a game. We get swept. That Suns in 4 guy, you remember him?
I remember the Suns in 4 guy. He was like 16 years old, wasn't he?
He looked like a grown man. I would have fought him at the time for sure. What made it worse is the whole video. He fights a Nuggets fan and just like beats his ass. Like it wasn't even close. Like he's being annoying. He's saying Suns in 4.
Oh no, I remember the Suns in 4 guy. I was thinking of the guy that Chris Paul threw out of the game. That was like a 16-year-old kid. He got mad. He was like sitting
at his mom or something.
Yeah, right? It was something like that. Yeah. No, I remember the Suns in 4 guy. He was a grown man for sure.
Yeah. And I think Devin Booker gave him like a signed jersey. And to make matters worse, insult to injury, I want to say perhaps that offseason, Jamal Murray was spotted taking a picture with Suns in 4 guy like at a club or something. What are you doing, Jamal? Like whose side are you? Dude? God damn, that one, that hurt.
You're entering the vicinity of an area adjacent to a location. The kind of place where there might be a monster, some kind of weird mirror. These are just examples. It could also be something much better. Prepare to enter the
Greene Room.
Well, welcome to the Greene Room. You'll find little odd bits and like ends, tidbits, odds and ends, what have you. And today I'm going to just give a little presentation about the sinking of the USS Indianapolis. Just a horrible, really, story. But so this it was a cruiser, right? And it had just been sent on a mission to an island just north of Guam. Okay, and it sent on this mission. It was a secret mission. None of the crew knew about this, but they were delivering the internal parts for both the bombs dropped in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And so it completed the mission, dropped the stuff off. I forgot the name of the island, but near Guam, about 1,000 miles south of Japan. Anyways, so they're on their way back, I think to San Francisco is where they launched from. So I'm assuming they're returning to San Francisco. And on the way back, they get torpedoed by a Japanese submarine and it sinks quick. I think
that would be horrifying. That would be absolutely horrifying. Just be chilling on a submarine and then now you're underwater.
Yeah, drowning. Well, so it sunk real quick, and also it was like the middle of the night, so you just go from like dead asleep to the ship is sinking, and it sunk in a total of 12 minutes, which is really quick. So the first horror of the USS Indianapolis was guys that were like sleeping and stuff. You had to like seal off rooms that were like getting water just filling them up. So if your buddy was in that room, you just gotta seal them in. Yeah, I know. So there's that's
really tough.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Like that's terrible. But it gets so much worse. I'm telling you. Also, fun fact, Iwo Jima, the beach of Iwo Jima, that famous statue. Indianapolis, USS Indianapolis was part of the bombardment of that. It was a storied ship, you know, it had been around. But anyways, so ship sinks real quick. There's a total of 1,300 crew, and then after it went down, I think only 900 made it to the water. And then as they're making it to the water, there's like an oil spill. It's on fire. The water's on fire. So it's like you're trying to stay under the water. If you're gonna get burned alive above the water, nightmare, right? And some guys are in like rafts. Sorry. Some guys are in like life vests. Most of them are in life vests, but there's about 900 that made it out. And they were out there for 3 days, and it was the most hellish like scenario, like a horror movie. All right, so it started out with there were sharks that started nibbling on the carcasses of like the bodies that got like burned alive or like drowned or whatever. A lot of guys died of exhaustion and salt water or salt poisoning, actually, is what I read. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know this thing either. What? So they were trying to drink the water?
I guess maybe that's how you end up with it. I'm not a doctor. I'm just regurgitating information.
I was just guessing.
You know?
That was
yeah, I would guess that as well. I mean, you're out there for 3 days. Got to get thirsty. You got all this water around. But the real horror is, so the sharks started with the carcasses, the bodies, right? Started nibbling at them, taking them down, and then they, I guess they got a taste. They wanted a little bit more, and it became like a full frenzy. Like these guys were just getting picked off left and right. There was 900. Let me remind you, 900 that started. And you want to know? Okay, let me just tell you. There's guys that were getting like, so they're huddled in groups, and if you were on the outside of the group, you were getting eaten almost for sure. There's guys getting like pulled down under you, you know. There's some guys in a raft. There's like a hole in the raft. And apparently there's this huge tiger shark that kept like sticking its head into the hole and like trying to get him and shit. And guys are getting like dragged screaming through the groups and stuff. And I want to say sharks got like hundreds of these guys. I'm pretty sure there was 300 guys that got pulled out of the water 3 days later. So over those 3 days, like an ungodly amount of like guys got eaten by sharks. Just the most horrifying death. Yeah.
So it was just an absolute feast. It was an absolute feast for the sharks. Then they're just like telling all their shark friends, "Hey, there's a lot of guys over here."
Yeah.
Come on.
Full
That's
frenzy.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly couldn't imagine a more horrific scene. That's like probably the worst way to die, you know.
So like so rough. What? So if you're off by yourself, you're gonna get eaten pretty much. So you're basically just huddling with other people, just like rolling the dice that you're not going to be like 2/3 of the guys that get eaten.
Yep, I think that's the game plan. And I heard some guys were just kind of like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go swim out and just end it." And they would swim out, and they'd get picked off like quick,
so fast. To me, I'm trying. I think like worst ways to die. I think eating's really high up there.
Yeah,
it would really be horrible to be eaten by something.
Yeah. I mean, to be dismembered, dragged under. I mean, then what? Oh, dude, and just see that happen. You know, just like see like parts float up or something. Oh my god, dude. Or in the night, dude, it's all dark.
Oh, you just don't know what's happening. You're hearing. That's worse. That might be worse.
Oh
my goodness.
I don't know, because one, you see dark shadow. I don't know. I don't want any part of it. I'm going to the beach on the 4th of July. I might reconsider, dude. I don't know, dude. It sounds horrible.
I just scared yourself out of it.
Yeah. Oh man. Just brutal. Anyways, that was the Greene Room.
The Greene Room was fantastic. I was enthralled. I was scared.
Yeah.
I think I laughed a little bit. So I think that was all 3 emotions. I think that I can feel.
Yeah, I don't have any more beyond that.
No, that was great. No, yeah, that is absolutely a horrifying thing. And that just very well told. There you go. Thank you.
I was put onto the story. I heard, you know, that comedian guy, Shane Gillis. He's gotten
I'm familiar with Shane Gillis.
Yeah, I was listening to one of his podcasts. He started talking about it. I have done some reading about it. He nailed it. It was terrible and pretty interesting to read about too. There was one other thing I feel like I missed. The USS Indianapolis did like one other thing of note besides the being sunk and the bomb and the Iwo Jima. There's like one other thing, but it's slipping.
Because I've heard of the USS Indianapolis before.
Yeah, it's a storage ship.
It's like I didn't know all the things that you said, but it was like a ship that like I think I've like seen its name somewhere before.
Yeah.
It's like USS Indianapolis did this. Oh, and you know what I think it was? It was have you seen the movie Jaws? The first Jaws, the original Jaws from like the 70s.
That's
I
what
think-
he's talking about. That's what the guy's
yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, when they're like the eyes are as black as night.
Yes,
You know?
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. He was a survivor. Like
Yeah.
yeah, from that. Yeah. Yes,
I
he was.
think that's exactly what I know from. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, that's what it is. That is pretty good.
Yeah. That was,
I think that's probably one of the best scenes acting wise that there might be. I think that's like something that like people study. It's like him doing that. I
yeah.
think it was that good.
He's been studied because he delivered it so well.
I think that's the thing.
Dude, that's sick.
I'm pretty sure.
That's an accomplishment. I wonder, do you think he's an
yeah.
actual vet or just just like a good actor?
But I just read a book about Yasuke, the African samurai warrior in like the 1500s. It was very interesting. So I might do my own room talking about Yasuke next.
Dude, yeah. I don't know, what are you gonna call it? Sizzle reel or something? I don't know.
I don't know. Rob's reading room.
Rainbows. Yeah.
Rob's reading rainbow. Let's take a trip.
Yeah, take a trip, dude. Take a trip down Rob's Reading Rainbows.
No, that was the song.
Yeah, I know. Take a trip. I don't know. Take a look. Take a look.
Oh, take a look. Read a book.
It's
Rainbow.
or
Exactly.
Reading Rainbow. Yeah, that's one. We pieced it together. Yeah.
Let's take a trip. It might be taking.
Whatever. Yours can be take a trip.
Yeah.
Take a stroll.
So there you go. That was the UnPro Show.
Yeah, it was a
There
pleasure.
you go. That was first one in the books. I'm assuming we'll get better.
Yeah, I hope so.
But
more
so
professional setup.
this is how I'll finish this, and I think I'm gonna try to finish every show like this because it's a reward if you make it to the whole end, the whole video. Best roast in the comments gets $5. Best roast gets $5.
Do I count? I might hop in
No,
the
you don't
comments.
count.